Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to my motherfucking channel. Today we are going to be, I'm going to be giving you my top 20 The Beatles songs, okay? We've reached the end of the Beatles' career, okay? My Beatles series is officially, after this week, over, okay? I have this video that I'm doing, and then we're going to be dropping another video titled The End of My Beatles Era, okay? Just to recap everything that we've learned, everything that we love, everything that we've come across, everything that we don't like. And I want to read a few of your guys' comments as well that I've gathered throughout this series, just of interesting stuff that you guys have said. So I'm really excited about that. But yes, today I'm going to be giving you my 20 favorite The Beatles songs. We've reacted to everything, okay? Everything. All the past masters, all the albums, everything. We've done it all, everything. So if you want to watch that, if you want to be a part of the series, there is a link in the description below, just of all my Beatles videos. But let's get into this. So, starting from the top 20, okay? Number 20 is Dear Prudence from the White Album. That album really shifted the whole Beatles experience, honestly. And that song right there, I just remember just the first time hearing it, I was just blown away. It was so fucking good. I love when they have songs like that, just real slow, but just heartfelt songs, you know, and that album was just shit full of them. Okay, so yeah, Dear Prudence. Number 19 is Michelle from Rubber Soul. Okay, there were different peaks for me throughout the Beatles' career, and Rubber Soul was one of them. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, just because I'm pretty sure the first album I came back with was Help by them. And Help was good, but Rubber Soul really just like, I just felt, you know, like it was, like it put me somewhere where I loved. There was a lot of good songs on that, but Michelle was one of them, okay? I always say that with the Beatles, they don't have a song that is named after somebody that isn't good, okay? And that was just great, chef's kiss. Okay, so number 19 was Michelle. Now, number 18 is I'm Only Sleeping from the Revolver album. First of all, once again, when I said the Beatles, for me, there was like peaks and lows and highs and shit. Revolver was one of the highest, okay? Gag. And I'm Only Sleeping, just, that's one of my favorite genres of songs, you know? Kind of like sad, okay? Depressed vibes, but also just let me be, okay? Just let me fucking be. I just want to be left alone. I'm only sleeping. Just let me be, okay? I love that. I love that song so much. It was one of my favorite songs. I think it was my favorite song from, no, I don't know. I can't say that. But it was such a good song, okay? Gag. So number 18 was I'm Only Sleeping. Number 17, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds from the Sgt. Pepper's album. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. You guys know how I feel about this album. If you've been watching my videos, to me, that is the best The Beatles album. I think so. I really think it might be the best The Beatles album. It's just solid. Through and fucking through, it was a solid fucking album. But Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was just so magical. I love their songs that put you in a place, you know, like you can visualize what's going on while listening to it's beautiful. It was a magical experience. I loved it so fucking much. So yeah, number 17, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Number 16 is Blue Jay Way, the Magical Mystery Tour, EP, album, soundtrack, whatever you want to call it. I don't care, honestly. Because to me, that was a solid fucking project, okay? Every song, basically almost every song was good as shit. But Blue Jay Way really stood out to me, okay? That was such an exceptionally great song. Just the melodies and shit, the vocals were really beautiful on that song. These 20 songs that I'm giving you are songs that I instantly remember the first time hearing them and just vibing and gagging, you know, and that was a big ass gag. Blue Jay Way from Magical Mystery Tour number 16. Now, number 15, we're going way back into the day because I remember after I filmed the video for Please Please Me, Anna, Go to Him, which is number 15, I was obsessed with that song for weeks afterwards. Okay, I'm talking weeks. I was gagged by that song. So gagged. I know I'm gagged by a song when I have to show people in my life the song. I'm like, y'all better listen to this because it's good. Okay, and it is. And I know it's a cover, but the Beatles brought so much soul to it and just so much personality that it feels like an original, okay? Gag. Number 15, Anna, Go to Him. Now, number 14 is Julia from the White Album. There is a lot of songs in this list that are named after women, okay? And because they just eat, okay? When they feel a certain way about a girl, trust they gonna sing about it, okay? Gag, okay? Gag. And they did. And that was one of them. That was really good. And once again, I remember just the vibes I was getting the first time hearing it. Even though it was just a few weeks ago, or it probably was like a month and a half ago, honestly, at this point. But it was just so fucking good. And once again, it was a song that I went back to and I had to keep listening to. Loved it. It was just like Anna, Go to Him. Like, I had to keep going back and listening to these certain songs. Well, all of these songs on this list, I'm telling you, I was obsessed. I was gagged, okay? And not to mention those beautiful vocals that were over that song. It just made you feel, and I said this in the actual video, it just made me feel like I was in love with this bitch, okay? Gag. It's beautiful writing. It's beautiful talent, okay? Gag. Number 13 is You Like Me Too Much from the Help album. That album really is, I was just so blown away by it, okay? Like, I wasn't expecting it to, and I didn't know what to expect coming back into my Beatles journey, but that one, it really was a great start to this continuation of my journey, because I started this journey way back in, like, 2020, something like that, and now I have just this momentum that I want to keep going, and I'm glad I started off with Help, because it was really just, and there were so many songs from that album that really got to me. You Like Me Too Much was just a breath of fresh fucking air, okay? If I'm being completely honest, it just made me feel serene, relaxed. I loved it so much, but it was also like sad a little bit, but I loved it, okay? Once again, I had to keep going back to it to listen to it. Gag. Number 12 is Nowhere Man from Rubber Soul. This song right here is obviously I'm doing one of the top 20 my favorite Beatles songs, but this one is one of my favorite Beatles songs right here. Just simply because it's so relatable, okay? You just feel like you're going nowhere, and it's so nice to have just somebody else feel that way with you, you know, if that makes sense. It just made me feel not alone, you know? I loved it so much. The Rubber Soul was just such a, they got it right. It was a soulful album. I really feel it in my bones to this day. It was one of their best. I'm not even gonna lie. Gag. Okay, number 11 is I'm So Tired from the White Album. Now, once again, going back with Nowhere Man and I'm Only Sleeping, they have these certain songs that just do something for you, you know? And it makes you, once again, relatable. It's very relatable. Beautiful writing, and the way it was delivered was just peak chef's kiss. I love it so fucking much, because it is sad, you know, and I'm so tired. It's just, ooh, it like kind of gave me the chills when I was listening to it, just because I love when people can take their depression or whatever they're going through and just turn it into something beautiful. I love it so fucking much, okay? Number 10, Within You, Without You from the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. Gag. That production is still one of my favorite productions throughout their career. You know, coming into the top 10, okay, the top 20, gag, okay? But coming into the top 20, you really had to be the best, okay? And that was one of the best songs from that album. Not only the production, but just the sound, the atmosphere of that song in particular. The whole album, I already said, you guys know how I feel about that fucking album. It's so good. So fucking good. And that's why. It's because songs like this exist on that album. Top 10. Gag. Number 9. Yesterday from the Help album. I keep saying it. The Help album really brought me in here just ready to gag, okay? Gag. Not only is that one of the best songs of all time, it's one of their best songs of all time. It's just written really beautifully and delivered. The delivery always matters on songs. I try to make that a point, okay? You can have a beautifully written song, but if it's delivered terribly, what are we doing here, okay? That song it's one of the best songs of all time, okay? The melodies, the lyrics, the vocals, just beautiful. Peak, honestly. Number 8, Here Comes the Sun from the Abbey Road album, okay? Now, you guys were probably wondering, why aren't any songs from the Abbey Road album here? And trust, okay? Trust. It was such a simple song, okay? And once again, I remember just the feeling I got from hearing it the first time. It's so simple, but it's a beautiful sentiment. It's just a beautiful song, okay? And it makes me feel good overall, okay? It just makes me feel awake and happy. Love that feeling a lot. And once again, with the visualization through listening to, just simply listening to music, I love it so much. I love that feeling of just having your mind go somewhere while you're listening to a song that relates to the song, you know? Love it. Okay, I go. So number 8, Here Comes the Sun from Abbey Road album. Number 7 is Across the Universe from the Let It Be album. Oh my god. I really went into detail of why I'm obsessed with this song during that reaction, but I will give it a little rundown right here. I love songs about space and the universe, you know, and they weren't particularly talking about, they were, but it like wasn't going into detail about, you know, space and like aliens and shit. I love that kind of stuff for one, but it was more of, I need to be felt throughout the universe. My name needs to be known throughout the universe. You can feel me throughout the universe. It's a beautiful song, okay? And that's why it's in the top 10 for me. The lyrics, the production, okay? And then we went to Past Masters, okay? And I guess that was the original version of Across the Universe, and I did not fuck with it, not at all. Well, I mean, it was okay because it was, you know, the same lyrics, the same, you know, it wasn't the same vibe, but like this one from the Let It Be album was just beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it a lot. One of my favorite Beatles songs, if not, no, I'll just say it's one of my favorite Beatles songs, okay? Gag. It deserves to be in my top 10, for sure. Number 6 is Octopuss's Garden from Abbey Road. Going along with just that fun, simple vibe and the visualization of listening to a song, who the fuck doesn't want to be chilling in an octopus's garden under the sea? You know, shit. That sounds fun to me. Like, oh my god. I love when they just have fun with their music. You know, I love the serious tones and whatnot. I love it a lot. But, like, when there's songs like this that just gag me, I get gagged, okay? Easily. I get gagged easily. But that was just such a beautiful, just little cute song in that album. And it's just so memorable. And I've listened to that song at least 50 times since that reaction on my own time, gagging. Okay? So Octopuss's Garden is number 6. Now we're going to get into the top 5. This is where it becomes real gaggery, okay? Like gaggery. Gag. Number 5 is Let It Be from the Let It Be album. I reacted to this song twice, okay? From the Past Masters to the Let It Be album itself. Such a beautiful song. Once again, they have some of the best songs in history, and this is one of them. A perfect song that could be covered. Like, if you're a good singer and you can deliver vocals and tone really well, this is a beautiful song to cover, okay? The lyrics were just great. I love this song. Listening to it on my own time is just... yes. Like, I really feel like a singer when I hear this song because I just be like belting, let it be. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Not only the vocals from that song were beautiful, but the production and the sentiment itself, just what the song was representing, loved it so fucking much. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Just let it be, let go, let God is what some people say. You know, just let it be. Situations don't need to be poked and played with, okay? Just let it be. Beautiful, simple, but beautiful. And it was delivered exceptionally beautifully, okay? God. Number 4. I feel like people are going to be mad at me for this, but Now and Then. That song really fucking gagged me, okay? I just listened to that last week. We did the 3 remaining singles that weren't on any albums, you know, were released years later. This song was literally released this year, or was it last year? I think it was last year in 2023. Gaggery. It gave me that classic Beatle vibe, but also like a modern Beatle vibe, okay? And you know, I've been told multiple times in my comments that I am an honorary Beatle, the 5th Beatle, some may say. And, you know, I feel like my opinion matters. So I'm going to put that in my top 5 because to me it was just so good. And somebody left the most beautiful comment about this song. And I'll find it. It was something about this was John's last something to the Beatles, or so, it was something like that, and it was just so beautiful, and it like really stuck with me for this song because it was a good fucking song. Nothing more, nothing less. It was really fucking good and gagged me. The production on that song, bitch. I want them to drop more music, okay? Like songs that just weren't finished from back in the day, you know, and give it that modern twist because, girl. I don't know, they gagged. Number 3 was Love You Too from the Revolver album. I loved their psychedelic era, okay? I loved it so much. Not only was the music beautiful, but the vocals and the production was just... The production was just... The lyrics, everything about that era was just gagged. And this was one of them. This is one of my most replayed The Beatles songs from me personally. Just because it, first of all, it starts off so trippy and ends off real trippy. I loved it. And it's just simple. Love you too. I love it. So number 3 was Love You Too from the Revolver album. Number 2 is Something from the Abbey Road album. Okay, that was the first Beatles song I've ever heard. And I keep saying this, but I do not remember who showed it to me or how I got my hands on it, but my God. I want you guys to go back and watch my Abbey Road video if you haven't. So, It was so good. The production there was beautiful. Not only that, but those vocals were just so stand out to me that like I could listen to that song on repeat all day. Once again, this is the reason why it's number 2, is because it is in my top 2 of the most re-listenable songs from me by the Beatles. It's just, oh my god, it was so lovely, such a lovely track. When it comes to making great music, the Beatles knew what they were doing, and this is a reason, a definition. Something by the Beatles is number 2 on my list for a reason, because it's a beautiful, mastered piece of art, okay? Because that's what it is. Gag. So the number 1 song, I feel like a couple of you guys know this if you've been watching my videos. My favorite The Beatles song is Strawberry Fields Forever from the Magical Mystery Tour album. Gag. You know, I continue to talk about this song throughout all of my The Beatles videos, and it's for a reason, okay? That song, it has everything I've been naming throughout this whole list, from the quality, from the production, to the vocals, to the atmosphere, to the visualization of the song, okay, to the lyrics. I don't know if I said that, but it really puts me there, you know? And I feel like if you don't like this song, you just don't like good music, okay? You know, it doesn't have to be your favorite The Beatles song. I understand that. But if you don't like this song, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, like what? It really took me to a place that in my mind, I never thought I would go. You know, just the strawberry fucking field. Just what? You know, and the fact that it was a real place, that it was based off of something real from their childhood, and it's just, it's really sentimental, and it's really just a gag. It's just a really good gaggery song. The fact that it started off really just, you know, lovely, and then it kind of felt like the more you went through the song, the more deranged it sounded, or just the more fucked up it kind of sounded. Like the audio just sounded, but I think that was on purpose, okay? It was a story, and I loved it so much. But yeah, guy, that was my number 1 song from the Beatles, Strawberry Fields Forever. Now, I want to know your guys' top 20 from the Beatles' career. If you have a top 30, I want to know, okay? I want to know. I'm so interested in your guys' opinions, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on my top 20, because I know there's going to be a couple comments that are just like, but there's going to be a couple comments that are gagged, because you guys get it. And, you know, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you know, it's whatever. But honestly, I don't think that there is a bad top 20 throughout there. You know, if you have whatever song in your top 20, I don't think there's a bad top 20, because their music is just timeless and good overall. And we're going to get more into the timelessness of the Beatles in my next video, the end of my The Beatles era. This was fun. This was really fun. I don't want to get too much into the journey. I just wanted to give you guys a simple top 20 video. And I want to know your guys' top 20, so make sure you guys leave that below. Any thoughts, any questions, let a bitch know. Okay. And I just want to say this. People think that I don't know all the Beatles' names. I do. One thing I don't know is sometimes I don't know who's singing what, okay? That is true, but I do know them, okay? First of all, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and George Harrison. And I'm pretty sure George might be my favorite Beatle. I think whoever sings Strawberry Fields is my favorite Beatle. I'm going to say it. Gag. But I guess that's it, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be going into a new artist next week on my my channel. I understand if you don't want to be part of that. But, you know, I'm just here to enjoy good music and find good music. So if that's what you want to watch, like and subscribe. If not, I guess, you know, I'll see you when I see you. But I guess that's it. Bye, motherfuckers.